Remember the days when phones had tiny screens, clunky keypads, and navigating a menu felt like solving a puzzle? Then, boom, Apple dropped the iPhone. It wasn't just another gadget, it was a time machine to the future. The iPhone didn't quietly join the tech race, it rewrote the rules, turning a simple phone into the center of our digital lives. Today, we're diving into 5 groundbreaking iPhone features that didn't just upgrade a device. They reshaped how the world connects, creates, and communicates. From the mesmerizing dynamic island to the multi-touch screen that started it all, these are the innovations that made iPhone a cultural revolution. Let's start with the dynamic island, Apple's masterclass in turning a flaw into magic. What used to be a boring black cutout for the camera became an interactive playground. Incoming calls, music controls, live sports scores, they all live right there, breathing with every tap. Apple transformed a design compromise into a living interface that feels alive in your hand. It's not just clever, it's pure storytelling in pixels. Next came the Retina display, and suddenly every other screen looked ancient. Text so sharp it felt printed, colors so vivid they almost leapt off the glass. This wasn't just better resolution, it redefined our sense of digital beauty. Watching a movie or reading an email became an almost physical pleasure. Apple didn't just raise the bar, they built a new one. Then Apple made your face the key. With Face ID, over 30,000 invisible points scan you in an instant, even in the dark, unlocking your phone with sci-fi ease. Passwords? Gone. Fingerprints? Old news. In one move, Apple made security effortless and invisible, and turned every glance into a silent handshake of trust between you and your phone. But a phone is only as powerful as what it can do, and that's where the App Store changed everything. Before 2008, the idea of downloading an app to order food, hail a car, or build a business from your pocket was almost unthinkable. Overnight, Apple created a launchpad for creativity, giving developers a stage and users an endless playground. Your iPhone became not just a phone, but an entire ecosystem of possibilities. And it all began with the multi-touch screen, the spark that started the fire. Remember that first pinch to zoom, the smooth swipe to scroll? Back then, these gestures felt like magic because they were. Apple didn't just create a new input method, it invented a new language between humans and machines. Every tap, flick, and drag we use today traces back to that first iPhone moment. From turning a notch into the dynamic island to teaching the world the language of multi-touch, the iPhone has always been more than a phone. It's a storyteller, a rule breaker, and a trendsetter rolled into one sleek design. So next time you swipe, tap, or glance to unlock, remember, you're not just using a phone, you're holding a piece of history. From the clunky keypads of early cell phones to the sleek slabs of glass we carry today, the iPhone has never been just another phone. It's been a revolution in our pockets. In this video, we're counting down 5 of the most revolutionary iPhone features ever introduced, each one a bold leap that didn't just make Apple's device better, but changed the entire smartphone industry. Let's start at number 5. In 2022, with the iPhone 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max, Apple turned a long-time compromise, the camera and sensor notch, into something magical. Instead of pretending the pill-shaped cutout wasn't there, Apple gave it a personality. The dynamic island morphs and flows, expanding to show your music controls, countdown timers, sports scores, ride-share updates, and more, all without leaving the app you're using. Reviewers immediately called it genius, noting how software made a hardware whole feel essential. Within months, rival brands began working on similar features. This clever blend of design and code proves that innovation doesn't always mean more hardware. Sometimes it means reimagining what's already in your hand. Roll back to 2010, when jagged pixels were just part of using a phone. The iPhone 4 changed everything with the Retina display. Packing around 300 pixels per inch, so dense the human eye can't distinguish individual dots at a normal viewing distance. Text as sharp as a printed page, Steve Jobs famously said. And he was right. Overnight, every app looked cleaner and every photo more lifelike. Competitors scrambled to match the clarity, and high-resolution screens quickly became a baseline expectation, not only on phones, but on laptops, tablets, and even TVs. Retina didn't just raise the bar for screens, it permanently reset our idea of what digital visuals should look like. In 2017, Apple again made science fiction feel real with Face ID on the iPhone X. Using over 30,000 invisible infrared dots, the iPhone builds a precise 3D map of your face that works even in the dark, or after you change hairstyles or grow a beard. The odds of a stranger unlocking your phone are about 1 in a million, compared to 1 in 50,000 with Touch ID. And because your facial data never leaves the secure enclave on the device, privacy is built in. Apple's Phil Schiller called it the future of how we unlock our smartphones. And he was right. Face ID set a new benchmark for convenience and security, pushing competitors to rethink biometric protection for everything from banking apps to contactless payments. When Apple opened the App Store in July 2008 with just 500 apps, no one could have predicted the economic engine it would become. Today, it's a marketplace that powers more than $1 trillion in annual commerce, from digital subscriptions to physical services like ride-sharing and food delivery. By 2024, Apple had paid developers over $320 billion, fueling success stories from Instagram to Uber, companies that exist entirely because the App Store gave them a global platform. The phrase, "there's an app for that," wasn't just marketing. It marked the moment when a phone stopped being a single-purpose device and became an infinite platform limited only by imagination. All of these milestones trace back to Apple's very first iPhone in 2007 and its multi-touch screen. Before then, smartphones were dominated by physical keyboards and styluses. Steve Jobs stood on stage and said, "We're going to use the best pointing device in the world, our fingers," then showed pinch to zoom and swipe to scroll. It felt like pure magic. That single decision erased the need for buttons and changed the way humans interact with technology. Today, every swipe, tap, and drag on any touch device, from tablets to smartwatches, echoes that first multi-touch moment. From turning a simple notch into the lively dynamic island to inventing the multi-touch screen that started it all, these 5 innovations aren't just iPhone milestones, they're turning points in tech history. The next time you tap a screen, unlock with a glance, or download an app that changes your day, remember, you're not just using a phone, you're holding 5 revolutions in the palm of your hand.